Vincent Harper sat in the departure lounge of the airport terminal, staring at his boarding pass for a flight he didn't want to take. At 38, he built a financial consulting empire that controlled billions in assets. But right now, heading to spend Christmas alone in a hotel room while closing a merger, he felt like the poorest man in the world. Around him, families rushed past with excited children. Couples held hands waiting for their flights. Vincent had a first-class ticket, a penthouse suite waiting, and absolutely no one who cared whether he arrived or not. He was lost in these thoughts when a small voice beside him said, "Are you lost too, mister?" Vincent looked down to find a little girl, maybe 3 years old, standing in front of him. She wore a bright red coat and a knit hat with cat ears, and carried a small green backpack shaped like a cat. Her blonde pigtails stuck out from under her hat, and her blue eyes studied him with concern. "I'm not lost," Vincent said gently. "I'm just waiting for my flight." "Oh, I'm lost. I can't find my mommy." She said it so matter-of-factly that it took Vincent a moment to process the words. "You can't find your mother? Where did you last see her?" The little girl pointed vaguely toward the crowded terminal. "Over there somewhere. She was talking to the lady at the desk, and I saw a toy store, and I just wanted to look. And then when I came back, she was gone." Vincent's heart rate spiked. A lost child in an airport during the holiday rush. He looked around for security or staff, but the terminal was chaos with delayed flights. "What's your name, sweetheart?" "Emma." "What's your name?" "Vincent." "Okay, Emma, we're going to find your mommy." "Don't worry." He stood and held out his hand. "Can you tell me what your mommy looks like?" Emma took his hand with complete trust. "She has yellow hair like me, and she was wearing a brown coat, and she's really pretty, but sometimes she looks sad. Does your mommy have a phone?" Emma shook her head. "I'm only 3. I don't know numbers yet." Vincent looked at this tiny child who'd approached a stranger because she was lost. "It's okay. We'll figure it out." They walked through the terminal, Vincent holding Emma's hand. Emma chattered as they walked, seemingly unconcerned now that she had an adult helping her. "Are you going somewhere for Christmas?" she asked. "Yes. For work." "That's sad. Christmas is for families, not work." "Don't you have a family?" The innocent question stung. "No, I don't." "Why not?" "I've been too busy building my company." Emma looked up at him. "That's very sad, Mr. Vincent. Everyone needs someone." They reached the information desk just as Vincent heard a woman's frantic voice calling out, "Emma, Emma, where are you?" A young woman in her late 20s burst through the crowd, blonde hair disheveled, brown coat hanging open, her face pale with terror. When she saw Emma, relief crossed her features. "Emma." She ran forward and dropped to her knees, pulling the child into her arms. "Oh my God, baby, you scared mommy so much. I told you to stay right next to me." She was crying now, holding Emma tight, and Vincent saw her whole body shaking. "I'm sorry, mommy. I just wanted to see the toys. But then I got lost. So I found Mr. Vincent and he helped me." The woman looked up at Vincent, and he saw exhaustion and fear in her green eyes. "Thank you so much for staying with her. She's fine. She's safe." Vincent knelt beside them. "She's very brave." The woman managed a shaky laugh. "She has a gift for seeing things." She stood, still holding Emma's hand. "I'm Rachel Morrison." "Vincent Harper." Emma tugged her mother's hand. "Mommy, Mr. Vincent is going to work for Christmas. He doesn't have a family." "That's sad, right?" Rachel's expression softened. "That is sad. Everyone should have somewhere to belong on Christmas." "I'm fine," Vincent said automatically. "That's what people say when they're trying to be brave," Emma announced. "Mr. Vincent, you should come to Grandma's house with us." "Emma, Mr. Vincent has his own plans," Rachel said gently. "I'm sure your family doesn't want a stranger at Christmas," Vincent said. Rachel studied him. "My flight was just delayed 3 hours. Would you like to get some lunch with us? It's the least I can do." Vincent looked at his watch. His flight wasn't for another 4 hours. "I'd like that." Over lunch, Vincent learned their story. Rachel was a widow, her husband killed in military service 2 years ago. She was raising Emma alone while working as a teacher, We had to sell the house, Rachel said quietly. Too many memories, and I couldn't afford it. We're staying with my mom while I figure out next steps. That must be difficult. Some days are better than others. Emma keeps me going. She has this way of finding light in dark places. As they talked, Vincent found himself opening up. He told Rachel about his lonely childhood, building his company to prove his worth, achieving success, but forgetting to build a life. Emma said, "You're lost too," Rachel said. Maybe she's right. When it was time for Rachel's flight to board, Emma hugged Vincent tight. "I hope you find your family, Mr. Vincent." Vincent felt unexpected tears. He pulled out his business card and wrote his personal number on the back. "If you need anything, job placement, housing assistance, my foundation supports families in transition." Rachel took the card. "Thank you for everything." As they walked toward their gate, Emma turned and waved. Vincent waved back, then looked at his boarding pass. He made a decision. He called his assistant and canceled the trip, then dialed Rachel's number. She answered quickly. "Hello? Well, it's Vincent. I know this is crazy, but Emma was right. I am lost, and I don't want to spend Christmas alone. If your invitation still stands, I'd like to accept it." "Vincent," Rachel interrupted. "What time does your flight leave?" "It was in an hour, but I just canceled it." "Then book a ticket on our flight. We'd love to have you." 3 hours later, Vincent sat in economy class, Emma asleep against his shoulder, Rachel dozing on his other side, and felt more at home than he had in years. Rachel's mother welcomed him warmly, setting an extra place at the table. Over the next 3 days, Vincent played with Emma, helped cook meals, talked with Rachel late into the night. "Why are you really here?" Rachel asked on Christmas Eve. "Because your daughter asked me if I was lost, and I realized I was. I've been lost for years." Vincent took Rachel's hand. "She found me." "You both did." "We're a mess, Vincent. I'm a broke widow. You're a billionaire. This doesn't make sense. All I know is that I've spent 15 years building wealth and 0 time building a life worth living." He met her eyes. "I'd like to be part of your start over." Rachel kissed him, tears streaming. "Emma told me you were her Christmas wish, that she'd asked Santa for someone to help mommy." 6 months later, Vincent had relocated his headquarters. Rachel and Emma moved into a house Vincent bought but put in Rachel's name. A year after that airport meeting, Vincent proposed with Emma's enthusiastic help. At their wedding, Emma served as flower girl in his toast. Vincent told the story of a little girl asking if he was lost. "Emma taught me that being lost isn't about not knowing where you are. It's about having know where you want to be." She saw that somehow. He looked at his wife and daughter. "Thank you for being lost with me that day. Thank you for showing me that the best way to find yourself is to find people worth being found for." Emma raised her juice cup. "Mr. Vincent found us and we found him. So if you're lost, look for someone else who's lost too." Sometimes miracles look like 3-year-olds in airport terminals. Sometimes they look like lonely billionaires choosing compassion. Sometimes they look like 2 people finding each other in chaos. And sometimes, the best way home is letting yourself be found by someone brave enough to admit they're lost too. If this moved you, like, share, and subscribe. Comment about times when admitting you were lost led somewhere beautiful.